Picture this moment. You've been counting down the days. Times Square at Christmas, the Golden Gate Bridge at sunset, maybe your first glimpse of the Statue of Liberty. You've worked overtime shifts, cut back on everything, filled out paperwork for months. Then, without warning, everything changes with one bureaucratic decision. The cost to even apply for a U.S. tourist visa? It just skyrocketed from $160 to nearly $400 per person. No advance notice, no grandfathering, no guarantees you'll even get approved. Right now, as we speak, millions of families around the world are canceling their American dreams. Students are missing out on educational trips. Grandparents can't afford to visit grandchildren. This isn't just a policy change. This is a global crisis hiding in plain sight. And if you think this only affects people overseas, you're about to discover how wrong you are. Segment number 1. The stealth price hike. Nobody saw coming. On August 1st, 2025, while most Americans were enjoying their summer, the State Department quietly implemented one of the most dramatic visa fee increases in recent history. Here's what actually happened. The standard B1 B2 tourist visa jumped from $160 to $245 overnight. But that's just the beginning of your expenses. Add the mandatory biometric fees, tack on third-party processing charges, include required document delivery costs in most countries. The real total? Between $280 and $300 per application. Per person. Non-refundable if rejected. A family of 4 from Mexico wanting to visit Disney World? They now need to gamble $200 just for the chance to apply, before they buy a single plane ticket or book one hotel room. No congressional hearings. No public consultation. Just a departmental memo that locked out millions of potential visitors with the stroke of a pen. Segment number 2. Worldwide backlash. The cancellation tsunami. The reaction has been immediate and devastating. From New Delhi to Sao Paulo, from Lagos to Manila, visa application centers are reporting unprecedented cancellations. A woman from Nigeria shared her heartbreak with us. I saved for 2 years to see my daughter graduate from college in Atlanta. When they told me the new fee was $300, I had to choose between the visa application and my rent. I chose my rent. In countries where the average monthly salary is $200 or $300, this isn't just a fee increase. It's an economic barrier that says, America is only for the wealthy. The message is loud and clear. Your dreams can wait. Your family reunions can wait. Your once-in-a-lifetime trips can wait. Indefinitely. Segment number 3. Heartbreak stories. When dreams meet reality. Let me share some stories that will break your heart, because behind every canceled application is a human story. In Jamaica, 68-year-old Martha saved for 3 years to visit her grandson's wedding in Miami. She sold her jewelry, took extra cleaning jobs, and finally scraped together the visa fee. After a perfect interview, she was denied for insufficient ties to home country, $300 gone, wedding missed, dreams shattered. A teacher from Ghana was personally invited to an education conference in Denver. He sold his motorcycle, his only transportation, to afford the new visa fee. The embassy denied him after a 5-minute interview. No explanation, no appeal, no refund. A young woman from El Salvador earned a scholarship to attend a leadership summit in Washington, D.C. Segment number 4. Economic avalanche. America pays the price. Now let's talk about the economic earthquake this is creating right here at home. In tourist hotspots like New York City, Las Vegas, Miami, and Los Angeles, hotel occupancy rates have crashed 28%. Compared to last August. That's not seasonal variation, that's policy impact. Disney World is projecting a $700 million revenue shortfall by year's end. Broadway shows are struggling with empty seats previously filled by international audiences. Luxury shopping districts are seeing their foreign customer base evaporate. But it goes deeper than the headlines suggest. Think about Maria, who drives Uber in Orlando and depends on airport pickups from international tourists. Think about James, who runs a small gift shop near the Lincoln Memorial. Think about Sarah, a tour guide in San Francisco whose bookings have dried up. The U.S. Travel Association estimates this policy will cost America $4 billion in lost tourism revenue within the first year alone. So while the government collects an extra $85 per visa application, we're losing thousands of dollars per canceled visitor in hotel stays, restaurant meals, shopping, and experiences. The math doesn't add up. Segment number 5. The official excuse, does it hold water? So what's the official explanation for this sudden price shock? The State Department cites rising operational costs, enhanced security measures, and modernized processing systems. They claim the fee increase will improve service quality and reduce waiting times. But here's the problem with that logic. How do you improve a system that fewer people can afford to use? How do you modernize visa processing when you've priced out half your applicant pool? They're essentially saying, we're building a better visa system, that most of the world can no longer access. Moreover, this fee hike hits hardest during a time when international travel was just beginning to recover from the pandemic. Tourism confidence was returning. People were ready to explore again. And then, slam, the door gets slammed shut with a $300 price tag attached. It's like finally reopening a restaurant after years of closure, then doubling the menu prices on day one. Segment number 6. Competitors rush in. The global tourism shift. While America builds higher walls, smart countries are tearing theirs down. Canada launched a welcome initiative targeting Latin American and Asian travelers. Application fee, $85 processing time, under 2 weeks. Success rate, over 90%. The United Kingdom waived visa requirements entirely for several Caribbean nations. Australia introduced digital visa processing with same-day approvals for qualified applicants. Thailand, Portugal, and Malaysia are offering visa-free entry to boost their tourism sectors in 2025. They're rolling out red carpets while America rolls out financial barriers. Travel influencers with millions of followers are now actively discouraging U.S. travel content. They're telling their audiences, spend your money where you're welcomed, not just tolerated. This isn't just about tourism anymore. It's about America's global reputation as a welcoming destination. And right now, that reputation is taking a massive hit. Segment number 7, Beyond Tourism, the Broader Damage. The ripple effects go far beyond vacation plans. International students are reconsidering American universities. Why risk a $300 visa rejection when European institutions offer easier entry and often better value? Academic conferences, business summits, and cultural exchanges are relocating to countries with more accessible visa policies. Online, the backlash is fierce and growing. An America Closed Doors and Visa Wall USA are trending globally. Travel content creators are shifting their focus to more welcoming destinations. The United States built its global influence partly on soft power, the appeal of American culture, education, and opportunity. When people can't afford to experience America firsthand, that influence weakens. We're not just losing tourists. We're losing future friends, potential business partners, and cultural ambassadors who return home with positive stories about America. Instead, we're creating millions of people with one story. America rejected me before I even had a chance. Segment number 8. The visa war begins, retaliation rising. And now, the inevitable backlash is beginning. Brazil just reinstated visa requirements for U.S. citizens, directly citing unfair treatment of Brazilian travelers. What once was visa-free travel now costs Americans $200 just to visit Rio or Sao Paulo. South Africa, Indonesia, and Colombia are actively considering similar reciprocal measures. This could spiral into a global visa war where ordinary travelers on both sides become casualties. Imagine American families suddenly paying $300 per person to visit countries they used to enter with just a passport. Imagine U.S. business travelers facing the same bureaucratic obstacles and financial barriers we've now imposed on others. This isn't theoretical anymore. It's happening right now, and it's likely to get worse before it gets better. The countries that welcomed American tourists for decades are starting to say, if you don't want our people, we'll reconsider wanting yours. Segment number 9. Paths forward. Can this be fixed? There is still time to change course, but the window is closing. Travel industry leaders are proposing sliding scale fees based on applicants' home country income levels. Others suggest fee waivers for students, families, and humanitarian cases. Several bipartisan lawmakers have introduced legislation to cap tourist visa fees at $150 and require congressional approval for future increases. Some advocates are pushing for fast-track processing for repeat visitors with clean travel histories, or multi-year visa options that spread costs over time. But so far, the response from the State Department has been silence. No acknowledgement of the global impact. No willingness to reconsider. No recognition that this policy is backfiring spectacularly. The question becomes, how much damage are we willing to accept before we change direction? Segment number 10. The Final Reckoning. What America loses. This story isn't really about visa fees. It's about who we choose to be as a nation. For decades, America was the place people dreamed of visiting. Not just for our landmarks, but for what they represented: opportunity, freedom, and welcome. When a teacher from rural Kenya sells everything he owns just for the chance to apply for a visa to attend a conference here, and we deny him, what message does that send? When a grandmother from the Caribbean can't afford to see her grandchild graduate because we've priced her out of even applying, What does that say about our values? We're not just losing visitors and revenue. We're losing our moral authority as a nation that welcomes dreamers. We're losing the soft power that made America influential beyond our military and economic might. Most importantly, we're losing the human connections that make us stronger, more understanding, and more united as a global community. A $300 visa fee might seem like a small administrative detail, but to millions around the world, it's become the symbol of an America that has closed its doors to their dreams. Has this visa fee surge affected you or someone you care about? Have you had to cancel travel plans, miss family events, or abandon educational opportunities because of these new costs? Share your story in the comments below. Let's build a record of the human impact behind this policy decision. Your voice matters, and your experience needs to be heard. If you believe that travel should connect us, not divide us, if you think America should be accessible to dreamers, not just the wealthy, then hit that like button and subscribe. Share this video with anyone who cares about international travel, economic fairness, or America's place in the world. The more people who understand what's happening, the better chance we have of changing course. Until next time, keep believing in a world where borders connect us rather than divide us. Keep your passport ready, because this story isn't over yet. Thank you for watching, and thank you for caring.